Hang tight. We'll get it popping in just a moment. All right, it's about 3 more minutes. We'll get it popping, or less. It's gonna let some people get in here. Let's save some charts. My people, welcome. It is your boy, Satoshi Mother Heavy, signing in here with a dose of crypto, Forex, and some stocks. Hope you're ready for this. Grab your pen and pencil. We're about to get this pop in. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Man, okay. Welcome back. As I have said, I started to do less streams during the week just so I could just stay focused on a higher degree time frame for us, make it easier, make the streams quicker. And so with that, let's begin. So picking it up back from where we left off, I think we're here. I assume we're going to go up and we're going to come down. That essentially happened. Now what, right? I'm still with the belief, regardless of what is going to happen. Not regardless. I'm still with the belief, with the idea that we're still in this phase here. We're not done with it. We're due for one more impulsive phase up. Whether or not that's of this degree, this degree right here, those smaller degrees, which I'm starting to believe it's not. I'm starting to believe now that this is like a B wave. Like an A, and then a B, and then a C. We'll get to that in more depth right now. I just want to discuss why I believe this and like certain levels and stuff like that. I have to assume upside until certain levels are lost. That level, in my opinion, here being 8,800. One may say, the line in the sand 8,500, 8,550, but I personally like the pivot at 8,800, 8,900. To me, that is more. To me, I just feel like if you get under that pivot, you're just not going to hold this area. There's not much down here, and so as long as we sustain that level, I have to assume upside, and I cannot, on the highest degree, short this with hopes of it coming down significantly. Day trades, shorting, and stuff like that are open in this range until we figure out exactly what's going on and when the most logical time it is for us to assume a break from this range would be in regards to both time and price. So with that, let's go in one more, since my idea in a higher time frame has not been invalidated. It's been valid ever since the low was made in March. I had this idea on this about right here. I threw out this idea like, hey, we're about to capitulate, and we're probably going to be in this giant ABC thing. My original target was, I think, 4,600, something like that. We ended up going a little bit lower, but I still held the idea that this is going to be some sort of flat on a high degree. Whether or not it's an A, B, C, or WXY, I really don't care. All that I care about is that it's a flat, and we wanted to trade that to the upside. Another thing we have to make note of, as I recently said, just prior before we got into this, I said that I'm starting to believe this is like a B wave, and if that is the case, that means I'm assuming this is going to turn into a WXY, correct? So in order for this to be a WXY, that means A, B, and C all have to, not A, B, C, W, X, and Y all have to equal each other in time or be relatively very close. And if we assume that, then we're going to look for a high point to be made in this range to assume ultimate potential for a topping pattern being that this is a WXY or something like that. So I'm just going to throw a WXY because right now to me, it's looking more like a WXY just because of the way time is acting right now and how we're compressing here. And it's just not the cleanest impulse in this area. So it's impulses are very easy to distinguish. These aren't the cleanest impulses. This doesn't really look like the standard impulse you look for in Elliott wave. That's why I'm starting to believe and lean the other way in regards to not being an impulse, but we're in some sort of this 3-3-3 phase. And one of the biggest reasons why I believe that is because when I look at time, first of all, when I look at structure, I'm with the belief that the high point of this, obviously the low point starts from here, the high point could be here or here. Now, if you're in my group, I went over this heavily in regards to pulling pivots. I pulled a lot of pivots just to see what made the most sense. Because no matter what, whatever structure is, it's always going to be either a 3 or a 5. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's going to be a 3 or a 5. Your pattern, a 3 or a 5. And it doesn't matter. It could be an impulsive 5 or it could be a W, X, Y, X, Z. It's still going to be 5. So these are the only patterns you get besides a triangle, but triangles are so rare we don't really worry about them. And so if by this logic, we already know that no matter what, there's always going to be at least by a bare minimum 2 of these equaling in time and price, at least at a bare minimum, and no matter what. And so based on that logic, I started pulling pivots and stuff like that to try to figure out what the most logical count there is, and I just couldn't find one in regards to saying that these are all the same pivots, all the same, like this correction is this correction, and this impulse is of this impulsive phase and that impulsive phase. I couldn't make sense of it just because time was drifting a little bit too far in this. And anyways, this here as well, just nothing in this area right here is just like very, very concrete and saying that's an impulse. This, sure, the cleanest impulse I could get from this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. And this is a weird ABC. And the reason why I say that is because this move here, it's not at all a clean impulse at all. There's overlapping pivots, overlapping waves right here. And so that right there, discredits that idea that this could be a 5 of impulse. Sure, you can have an expanding flat in that little range right there, and that's a normal flat, and therefore, if it is this indeed a expanded flat, we could allow this, but to me, that's just like, it's fitting it to make fit your bias, and I'd rather just let it come to me, and that here looks like that degree, so I don't like this as an impulse. So I just started looking for other ideas that still held a larger degree idea in place, because the larger degree idea has still shown as the way to go. We have no reason to assume this is not going to be right until those levels are broken. And so, since I discredited the idea that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even a W, X, Y, X, Z, because in a W, X, Y, X, Z, both your X's will mimic each other in time, but price will alternate in regards to the structure. Same thing with your 1 through 5s. Your 4 and 2 will mimic each other in time, but they're alternate in structure. So that aspect has been discredited and it's been invalidated. So I cannot label this as the same degree as this. Therefore, I'm thinking this is going to be a B wave. I think it's going to be a B wave. That means we could range here for quite some time. We still have a lot of time. We have up until this point here to find a top. Look how much time that is. There's so much time. A lot could happen from this point to that point. That is over. I have no idea. Like, how many days is that? Let's go to days real quick. That's all the way in November, the 26th of November. So that's some time, right? There's a lot of things could happen in here, and we're seeing like a lot of alts are looking like they want to pop off or getting in to areas and zones that are very attractive in regards to a long term, or like even just a little short, simple swing trade, a weekly swing trade. A lot of these alts are looking primed for quote unquote an alt season, and the best scenario for an alt season would be a ranging Bitcoin, because that would leave alts room to breathe and room to do what they want while Bitcoin stays range bound. We have a clearly defined range, and we are clearly ping-ponging from side to side, and until this range breaks on either side, I'm gonna assume we're gonna still see some alts popping off. But your timing has to be really, really good. You can't just be buying anything and hoping it's gonna go up. You have to have really good timing, meaning that you want to buy alts when Bitcoin is also making a low point that is very valid for a potential spring or pop. Because in this, if we're gonna sustain in this range, Bitcoin will only move a far point, but if we go low and going high, this movement here will carry the rest of the market. And if alts are being heavily traded, or as quote unquote in the alt season, that would be a good gainer in terms of alts. And I'll get into this idea I have as we keep going lower and lower in time frames. So the first, to me, this was like a leading diagonal. It's not the prettiest. One could say that's all 1 degree, but this comes up so high that it's more reminiscent of the same degree here. And again, this looks like a pretty clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just some weird diagonal, expanding flat. And the structure works very well. And so the high point here is there. So let's gauge a time frame for B wave, because if this is going to be an ABC, B wave at a bare minimum needs to at least hit the 1-to-1, which is right here. So we're going to look for this for a B wave completion. If you go up to a 2.0, that's about the longest I allow for a B wave. Yes, it could go longer to like a 4.0, but then that's more of like combos and stuff like that, not just a simple ABC. Thank you, Sean. What's up, creator? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is your first time. Let's go. Okay. So if I'm assuming this is some sort of corrective phase being a B wave, B. How can we distinguish this structure here? Okay, let's dive in again. We'll look at oscillators before we go on. So just based on range, it's very clear and obvious where the most pivotal levels are. One being this level right here. Another being, again, that 88 level I distinguished here. They're not exactly one clean line, so let's just throw a little range here where price needs to go to quote unquote break out on a close, or break down on a close. So those two these two just not make them gold, because gold is something I use all the time in white. So these two levels are, or zones, are the zones that I would assume that if price were to close on like the 4-hour time frame, like 2 or 3 4-hour candles on each side, it would cause for some price expansion in either way. Now my bias is up, so you gotta understand that. But I have to be logical and find where my idea is flawed or wrong. And again, I stated that on a higher degree, being at 8.8, 8.9 area. Now this goes down to 8.6, but the top started at 8.8, 8.9 area. So if we assume this is this, again, this here was very violent. So this either is one or two things. It's either the start of a new trend or the end of a new trend. And to me, it's both. It ends this expanding flat, but it's also the start of a new, not trend, but a new, well, it is a trend. The trend in this particular area is not actually trending, but it's corrective, which is still a type of it's a trend in regards to the idea of how you have to trade it. There's two different trends in trading. There's corrective trending and there's impulsive trending. There's no other ifs, ands, or buts. There's only those two. Fuck BMEX. Yeah, fuck BitMEX. Go trade on ByBit. My ref link's at the bottom. If you sign up with my ref link and you make a deposit and make some trades, you'll be entered to win some free Elevate trading gear as well as some ByBit gear that I will be sending to you. Now, I haven't thought of a, where to host this giveaway, but if you sign up there, I will get you in on that giveaway. And also it helps me, so just saying that. All right, so I'm assuming that this here is one move, So what does this leave here? To me, this is one move. Therefore, that leaves this here open for our creativity, but with understanding of certain rules and how structure should look. So right off the bat, we could see that this move is of less time of this move, so that already automatically makes us assume that this is going to be a 5-wave impulsive phase to the downside. Now, some people out there are saying, this is the bottom, we're going to go back up. It's sure as possible, but based on structure and time, it does not seem the most logical. In a flat, again, how we said it happens in very specific ways where two legs will always mimic each other in time. It doesn't matter if it's a WXY or an ABC. Now, WXYs tend to be more symmetrical, and X will either be very short and snappy, being 1/3 of W, or it'll be a 1-to-1 of W, so will Y, and it'll be all very symmetrical. That was my first idea here, but then this kind of floated out a little bit too long than I wanted to, and kind of invalidated that, because X waves usually are never over a 1-to-1 of the first 3-wave pattern, and this is clearly over a 1-to-1. So it already automatically makes me have to start assuming an ABC and or more complexity. Since we never assume more complexity first, you always assume simplicity. The most simplest way to get and fulfill our idea on a higher time frame would be that we're in a C wave of some sort. And it makes sense. It makes sense. If two waves are going to mimic each other in time, A is short, B is long, that means B and C will mimic each other in time. And if we could assume that B is going to mimic C in time, we could already find a time frame. Now, this low is subjective. It could be here, it could be there. I don't care. I'm gonna show you a little trick to how to assume time complexity here. So since this is the front and the first point where we could assume a possible bottom of this B wave here, or this A wave here, we draw our time frame box, because this is the 1/3 box to look for. Here's the 1-to-1. If we're assuming the C wave is going to be the same degree as B, it will mimic B within the 1/3 time frame of a 1-to-1. Here's a 1-to-1 of B. So C will either be 1/3 less, or 1/3 more, or 1-to-1, or no more or no less. It's going to land in that. Unless we... No, that's actually no if, ands, or but. If it's going to be an ABC, it's going to land here. It is going to land. There's no if, ands, or but. It will land here. If we end up forming more complexity, then obviously this is not the count. But we're assuming more simplicity before complexity, therefore we're going to look for this at the bottom. And if we can start just throwing structure just for the shits and gigs, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, you can see that it works. Time works. Time works very well. Very, very well, right? Time works very, very well. Now, the only way we're wrong is if if it turns out to be more complex and forming more complexity. That means that this B wave is not done. And I'll go here. I don't like it though, because this move here is so small compared to the structure that doesn't necessarily make sense. But it could be that this is an X wave. It comes up high, does this, makes a little B, makes a little X wave. W, X, and then a Y, and then like a zigzag here, and this will be A, this will be B, and this will be C. That's the only way we're wrong. But again, we assume simplicity before complexity. And the reason why I'm saying this idea here is because this is a DCB extension, and this will be a running flat if this does happen. And it'll still be a buy here when that happens, if it happens. Again, we don't assume complexity, but if it does rise, it'll be a very easily tradable idea because we already mapped it out and planned it out. We'll be wrong on this short. We'll short this move up here, and then it'll come back and then retrace against us, and we'll just have to be quick on our guns to understand, okay, we need to pull our short and take profit and look to flip long, just as we did here this morning. And it's very simple. You know, if this is truly going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, after the top is made here, we should very quickly break this little range we made between here and this little red box I'm about to draw. We'll very quickly break it. And that's why this morning I was bullish, because if I assume this was 2 and this is now a trending piece 3, but we took too much time to break out of this range, so I was like, okay, we're not done. We're still in 2 or some sort of flat. Whether it's 2 or, like, again, this complex WXY, which I don't believe, because we never assume complexity. So that's why I assumed that. So again, let's now dive in 1 more degree smaller as we keep going into degrees and degrees to try to figure out exactly what's happening. To me, it's very simple. This is 1 move, this is 1 move, this is 1 move. At first, I thought this was going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, simple 1 through 5, and this is going to come to top and this come bottom. But we're now kind of meandering here, and so far it looks like a 3-way move to the top. So I'm wondering if this is going to either turn into a WXY itself, WXY. This could also do this and form a triangle here. Regardless, this is, no matter what, any move in this area is a sell. It's a sell. Until this level is broken and closed on a 4-hour time frame. These are all sells. I have a stop sell here because I believe that once this is fully retraced, that will pretty much put the nail in the coffin for any bullish idea. And we'll quickly see this bottom side here. Diving in, diving in, diving in. So, based on this range, there's really not much for us to, go off of, other than the fact that those ideas I just threw out to you. This could be a triangle, Y wave, or again, this wasn't a clean 5-wave impulse, so I'm not really with the idea. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can be a diagonal because it's a 3-wave, 3, 3, 3, 3. I'll leave that open, but I'm not going to trade it in a long. I'm just going to wait, let it develop. Along this, and I ended up taking profit just earlier. I forgot to actually announce that. Shit. I'm going to announce it real quick. Give me a second. I'm going to post it real quick. I totally forgot to. I close my long. Too long. Hold on. Okay. Boom. Right. So I closed my long just because it didn't form the way I wanted to. It didn't look the way I wanted to. So something else is starting to take place here that I need to let develop to really figure out exactly how to trade it. On the higher degree, we already have a plan, but we're looking for our entry now. And right now, I don't see this as a logical entry. Sure, this could be like a truncation. This is a new trendy piece of downside, but I don't like truncation, so I'd rather the price prove to me this is wrong. The move from 6,700 to 10.5. 5-way structure made a 1-to-1 time with 3-way structure. Correct structure down. It's from 6.5, so down here. Yeah, this is clearly 5 ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 3. 5, 3. But then this complexity is it's of a different degree now. Way too complex. This took way too much time to say this is 2. This cannot be like 2 or 3. Compared to that, this took way too much time. It's a B wave or an X wave. We don't know yet. I can. This to me, this is the most logical. Like this is very logical. Everything here is fucking logical as fuck. Like there's no reason why we should not assume this wave count. There's nothing. So you could assume this is a terminal X wave or Y wave, but again, that's assuming more complexity, and we never assume more complexity. Only simplicity. If complexity arises, then we trade it, but we don't assume it. Then that's going to leave you in bad positions all the time. So again, I'm looking for sells here. Right now I'm in no position. I don't know exactly what's going to happen in this area. We could ping pong around here, which would still end up being a sell after the third pivot. 1, 2, 3, right there. Sell, down. No, it's not a coincidence. What do you mean? So I don't understand what you're asking, or you're like, what do you mean? To me, it's very clearly clear that this is all one move, or right there is all one move. Putting it here makes this illogical because now how do you count that? You know, it makes no sense. Putting it here makes it logical, being an A, a B, and a C, with the low being here, right there, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those take the same time aspects. They do the opposite things. This is very steep. This is very sideways. So little alteration fits out for this. This fits for 5 of impulse right here. This does. This does not really. There's overlapping there. It's messy. It doesn't make real clear sense. So I'm not liking that for impulse. I don't understand really what you mean by it's a coincidence. What's a 1-to-1? I'm assuming you mean this 5 waves to this. Yes, that's why we were bullish here, because at first I thought this was 4, but then it ended up making more complexity, and now I know for certain it's not 4. It's not, or it's not in the same degree. So that's essentially it for Bitcoin. You know, our highest degree time frame, we're bullish. We're bullish until those lows are broken. Middle time frame, we're bearish, looking for a reason to enter short. Lower time frame, hesitantly bullish up into this red box range, which will turn into a short. Okay? This could do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I will wait for that. This is just too risky in my opinion. Too risky. Although I'm pretty certain that I'll get taken off. I don't like the structure here. It makes me really scream for an entry point. So let's go on to Ethereum real quick. Shit, what the hell is that? ETH is strange. Like this looks ETH makes me almost for certain want to believe we're gonna go press up like this. And this will end up being a sell. I really don't know what ETH is doing. It's very strange. Oh, okay, that makes sense. This could be a WXY. This is W. W. It's probably going to turn into a B wave too, but the way this is coming up, it's making me think either this is now a trending motive piece, and this will end up being a buy, or this is going to be this. Again, the book states, you know, X waves don't take more time, but dude, I fucking swear, dude, I've seen it so many times in crypto. Just in crypto, not in other anything, where your first move's 3 waves, you get another 3 wave, it's way longer, then you get another 3 wave, and these two mimic each other in time, but they are alternate in complexity, which fits the WXY rule of alteration. But time, according to the book, doesn't work. But I'm telling you, like, I've seen it so many times where this forms like this, where I cannot disregard it. And it could be the chance that, you know, this is just of this degree, but then it'll still give us a buy because it's still going to do the same thing for us. See, the 1-to-1 lands basically in the same time frame as this 1-to-1 that we're looking for here. Here's that box. I already drew this box out. It's right there. Makes sense. Structurally makes sense. Zigzag, flat. Three-way move. Zigzag, three-way move, flat. Rule of alteration states that if you get a zigzag in Y and a W, Y most likely won't be, which leaves you the option of two other patterns, being a flat or a triangle. And since the triangle is the most rare and, in my opinion, a fucking fake-ass structure, we never assume it. We always assume a flat or a zigzag. So that's my idea in ETH. If we start trading above 253 on 4-hour time frame, things the 4-hour closes above 253, so 252. I have to assume this is wrong, but I'm gonna guess that we're gonna SFP this high point again. It looks like we're really pressed and just want to take that liquidity up before sending it to the low side, taking that liquidity and sending it back up to the upside. If we start trading below 215, then I have to assume that my idea is wrong. We're going to go significantly lower. Okay. All right, that's it for ETH. That's it for ETH. ETH BTC now. Consolidating. This is why I'm thinking ETH is going to do this. Once this low is made, right here, it's going to have a pretty good move here. Because this looks like it's consolidating for some reason. One may say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, but to me this is taking way too much time for this 2. Sure, a traditional Elliott wave could say that, Elliott wave trader will say that, but to me it doesn't fit the rules I need. So I'm saying that this is A, this is B, this is C. I expect that to be attacked. The minimum requirement for us to even assume this has a topping point would be about that height as I labeled. So anywhere from here. If we start trading below 0.024342, we have to assume we're wrong. But until then, I assume upside. Anything from 0.027771 to just above these highs at 0.28386, we're looking for reversals. So that's my idea on ETH BTC. On the highest degree, I'm thinking it's going to do this weird thing. A, B, massive C. I don't know when this is going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but so I'm thinking this massive downtrend will also be when Bitcoin and Ethereum hit the top right here. All right, let's go to our Forex. I'm going to go to my actual Forex charts to get any of my charts. Okay. Hold on. On this little time frame, just before we get out of here and go to our Forex real quick, if we're looking for a day trade, I'm thinking that this is going to be a little flat here. Let's end up coming down. This may come up, this may not. This may be the high point, this may not. Regardless, I'm thinking it's going to come down and test D1 open, then pop up. If anything, bare minimum, test D1 open. If we start trading below D1 open, we're assuming downside. Okay. All right, so that's it for that. Let's go to our Forex. We should probably look at high time frame indicators real quick, I guess. Shit. That looks pretty bearish. This looks like it wants to do exactly what I said. Come. I like this. So this all looks, let's get the daily stochastic, and then we'll get out of here. And pulling up a hidden divergence kind of thing. not really. It's looking kind of lackadaisical though. Ready for a rollover. So I liked it. Let's go to this now. Okay. Let's go to my other. I don't know if it was Orlando. Why is it not popping up? Oh, I'm in futures. I'm like, what the hell? Okay. The 4 hours ready. This is crying for a bounce. Let's get a daily. I'm assuming the daily looks pretty damn same. Look at this. This is prime position for a bounce. We got double bottom on RSI. Let's look at the weekly real quick. It's going to be a really good swing trade, I think, if we're correct here. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Look at this divergence here. Look at it. Look at this shit. In order for this to be invalidated, we need to start. We need to close a weekly candle underneath there. That's a lot. That's a pretty significant price to go from when everything's bottomed out. I'm liking this for a good setup on the. This weekly looks fucking crazy though. It's pretty aggressive. So I wouldn't necessarily just be blind longing this. So we need to find out what exactly this thing is going to happen. Again, the 4 hour looks pretty done. I'm thinking we're going to go a little bit lower. I wouldn't be surprised if this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Because that looks like a. This looks like a 1, 2 for some reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The real buy. I do like this for a day trade though. I'm not gonna lie. It's screaming for a bounce. Let's look at the 4 hour candles real quick. What did it look like? It's a pretty good candle right there. I like that. I like all these wicks here. All these wicks followed with a hammer. It's a good setup there for a potential little pop here. Good little pop there. I like this for a day trade. Since this retraced a lot, you wouldn't expect it to retrace that much. So be mindful of that. I retraced at 618. So you're looking for a dead cat bounce. The safest trade will just be being patient and waiting for the short. But again, we're very low, so it might be even better to just wait for the short to pass and then the long to arise on the lower side. But if we're going to, at a bare minimum, we should hit that if this is going to be our idea. So I like this idea for a day trade. 1.6 is a lot in Forex, so that's a pretty good setup there. You know, first time coming into this support zone, a lot of would-be traders probably got washed longing those tops. It's never like that. You always let it kind of seep in those first 2 or 3 tops. Here's the first top, here's the second top, here's the third top. First time being retested, didn't provide any significant bounce. I'm thinking it comes in this area here for a little bounce, and then the real bounce will probably again be down here. But that's my idea on USD CAD. After the bounce, I believe it's going to capitulate. And then this is going to come all the way down here. This will be a monumental trade to hit if we could get it. I was on top of this, but I did not pull the trigger because I just kind of forgot about it. On the higher degree time frame, I saw this trade. I was like, okay, I want this trade. But I looked in a lower degree time frame. I couldn't find an entry point when I first peeped this chart, which is here. I couldn't find a logical entry point. I couldn't find where I could put my stop and safely walk away. And then I came back to this chart, and it was down here. And then I came back to the chart now here. So, and by the way, I've reduced the number of pairs I follow on Forex because of that. I don't want to miss any of those. I'm only going to follow the ones that move. These are the ones that move, have the most volatility. So I'm thinking this is going to do for one more up before we can even assume to try to short. I'm thinking though this is going to end up being a 2. Since this is a running flat, I'm very curious in this short because if this is going to be a 4, it'll be pretty violent. It'll probably do that. So I'm liking this setup here. We're not in it yet. We're not short yet, but we're very intrigued in shorting the upper portion of this purple box here around 1.27744. Because I'm thinking, I count 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is already, kind of went too far for my liking to be an ABC. So I'm going to start looking for, a 4 or 5 for an ABC. And then that would be the ultimate sell-off. The reason why I'm interested in shorting this next high regardless is because the chance that this is an A, B, C, and then will quickly be on the right side of the trade. But the idea here, pops up, we short that area. When it comes down, we take profit with 60%, set our stop and profit. If it comes up and takes us out, still a good trade. When it comes down one more time, we buy that low, one more high. If we're wrong on this idea and this is not going to be 5 waves, then this will come quickly down through all of this and we will quickly know we're right. So both, it's a good reason to want to be on that trade. Daily stochastics, or that's 240 I think. Daily stochastics pretty high. 4 hours showing my favorite setup for a reversal, which is a pennant in the upper ranges or lower ranges. We got a pennant on the RSI. Looks like price is stalling. It's like I said, this is going to be a very good setup if we get that little pop up. I'm really hoping we get that. So I'm liking the setup. If we start trading above that level here, it's invalid. If we drop below 1.26827, it's invalid. We should hold this little mini range before we pop up. If we lose that, I think we're wrong. We're just going to continue to come down to the downside. Okay. USD CAD was covered. GPD was covered. GPD, GPY. Essentially the same idea. I think we're in a C wave now, and we're just looking for a reason to exit. This looks a little bit more bullish though, so I'll be very careful on this one. We go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still missing that, that 3 and then 5 and down. A, B, C. And I like this setup too because it's the first retest of this whole shelf that was deviated from. The real level to look for is right there. Then right here. Time-wise, B took long, so these are oh, I'm liking this a lot actually, guys. I like this a lot. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. Just because time is working very well. It's saying we should have hit a high point right here in this area. It's looking like it's gonna possibly happen too. So the only issue is it's very hard to figure out exactly what's going on here. It could be it could be the case that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is a truncation, a diametric or something like that. But who knows? We won't really know until any more happens. Let's look at. It's not exactly the same setup, but it's looking, it's looking more toppy than not. Ooh, such a beauty. OG Chevy, just look at that. Look at that. Gosh. Added confluence with the bottom here. Same with the top side, added confluence. Give you a buy, but there's no reason to buy there. We're very close to that reversal signal. Structurally, it looks like we're topping on the 4 hour. You see how powerful the 4 hour stochastic is on this pair. You gotta follow it. If you don't listen to just a simple crossover, you're probably gonna be on the wrong side more often than not. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. You have to respect it. Euro USD. The unfortunate thing about this is that I really wanted to short that. Pretty nasty reversal candle. Look at that. Look at that. Nasty reversal candle. Ooh, this is also looking pretty bad again for another reversal. I think this is like a 1, 2, 3, 4. I like this for a quick day trade. That's easy. It's an easy setup right there. I like this a lot for a quick little setup. You can place your stop. It's a pretty wide stop, so I don't know if you're willing with that. I'll honestly, the way I'll trade it is I'll put a stop at the 618 here, short this, add on the break of there, add on the retest, target this area right here. If it comes up, stops me out, that's fine. It gives me a better entry. It's gonna come here. I'm gonna short that. Stop here. Down there. Add more in there on that break. So I like this. I like Euro USD as a day trade right now. Clearly a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just, is this, is this an ABC or is this just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We don't really know. Again, it looks like we're closer to a temporary top than not on all these pairs. So I'm very curious on the potential long-term reversal points on almost all of these. That's why I've been tracking them. They look really good for reversals. Almost all of them. Except this one. This one's kind of confusing to me. This here is kind of not the cleanest structure. So I have it on here because it's a very volatile pair. But as of right now, it's not the cleanest. This looks like it's, one move, probably going to have an ABC, and then another move, and then down like that. That's what would be my idea. I do like this for a reversal though, because look, to me it's this A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm thinking USD GPY has found a top, and it's going to come down. So I think this is going to be a good potential swing trade here. Stop above that high or at the 618, which I don't like. In Forex, that 618 rule doesn't work as well. I tend to get step hunted a little bit more often. So we go off the high, 109.84. Short here, you're targeting out a bear. To me, we're going to probably get to this level at 107.855. First area of interest is obviously this area here, but to me, there's a lot of stops here. It was grinded up. It's not very clean here, so I'm thinking all this is foo-foo. It's going to get shot right through, so that'll be the first area of interest. Look to take profit on it. If you just shoot right through it and do that, reject the top side of the range, and it's going to come down one more time. And the ultimate targets are there. So that's my idea on USD GPY. Let's go to X gold. Gold has been. This is not the chart I threw out. Because my last chart, I wonder which. Hold on. Just give me a second. Why won't gold pop up? That's so weird. So weird. But I'm trying to find my actual chart. I have a chart that's an old chart that's there for some reason. I don't know why. Don't think it. Sorry, my friends. That's a marked up chart. Interesting. Hold on. I'm gonna pop up and Discord real quick because I swear I did not. I swear my chart was different. Give me a second to find my gold chart. I do not have it. Interesting. I'm gonna go to one last spot real quick. I think it's. Oh shit. No, not my Facebook. Give me a second. I'm just curious. I don't want to mark up something. Let's see here. Here it is. I thought this is my gold chart, which is probably still wrong. Well, no, we slid. So that was like May high, the May high. All right, cool. So I don't know why that chart didn't get saved, because this was clearly an old chart. Clearly an old chart. You could obviously tell. There's a whole bunch of mislabeling. So let's just delete all of this, because I have no idea where that chart went. Yeah, this was when we were longing this. Holy shit. This is a weird old chart. Whoa. What's going on here? We're almost done. Trying to delete all this. Okay. This is the craziest stretch in the whole world. Like, this here is crazy. This to me looks like a weird diagonal. That retraced it a lot though. It's up to 4 hour? Yeah, 4 hour. Okay, I'm still with my old idea. I don't know exactly what the higher degree wave analysis is, just because how messy it is. But it looks like we're forming a pretty good top here, regardless of the formation of the higher degree. And I'm seeking this area here. I'm thinking of this though. Bounce, then come down. So a rule for gold. I think this is going to be a pretty good day trade as well. If you look at the 4 hours, daily's bottomed out. I mean anything. 4 hours, well. 60. This is a really good setup for a long. Double bottom on 4 hour RSI here. Forming that pennant look. I like this for a little setup here. Took those looks out, took that looks out for liquidity. If we can start trading above this level here, it's pretty certain that we're going to go here. So watch a little pop up, come on, retest. Then that's an easy target for an easy day trade. Easy, simple, so simple. Very easy invalidation points, very easy entry points, very easy take profit point. You would take profit at 618. I'll take 50 off at the 618 and then look for that high point to get taken out. And then when I be full exit, I'll look to reverse. I wouldn't necessarily just short that. I'll wait for price to come and reject the 618 again. Then I'll short to the downside, because that'll be a really good setup. Because you enter here, stop at the high, target there, and that'll give you a really good R to R. Very simple too. Very good R to R. 10-0. Fuck yeah, take that all day. All right, my friends. That is it. We are done. We discussed everything we needed to discuss, and we have been talking for about an hour, which is really good. Staying right on track. I try to get this into a better flow, better system to get this everything I need to tell in a very quick time, so I can keep the interest, and not go on for forever and annoy you guys with my hideous voice. So hopefully you're enjoying this and taking a lot from it, and it's not too fast. But thankfully, I always upload the video all the time after we're done. about an hour after the stream ends. So if you feel like you missed out or you couldn't keep up, one, I always have the replay or rewind on, so you can always rewind it, watch it. Two, you can always just come back about an hour later and it will be uploaded on my YouTube channel. So don't feel like you need to be writing everything down, rushing everything. You can always go back and just write notes on that on your own pace. So with that, my friends, I want to reiterate a few things. I'm going to update elevatetrading.com. I'm going to update the I'm going to update DGI, the DGI chart. Wow, look at that gap. Damn, that's intense. Wow. Gap up, gap down. That'll be insane. That would be insane. I'm still with this, though. I won't necessarily short this trying to be a hero, because this is a pretty strong move. Pretty strong move. And it's very... A, B, C, or W, X, Y. This could be just A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 would move. C wave. So I wouldn't just blindly short this. I'm thinking this could still have some more juice in it, so. Let me do one thing real quick. So it cannot be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's either 1, 2, 1, 2, then off for 3, or this is 1, a sliding 2, and 3, or this is a combo, and this is now going to come down to the downside. Regardless, I'm thinking structurally the top is closer than not, meaning that this is the final move of whatever we're in. That does not mean we're at the top. This final move could extend to the 1618 extension of this first move, which is pretty far. It'll take us to all-time highs. It'll take us significantly higher. I don't think we'll get that high. I think if we do go to all-time highs, we'll barely get over it. Probably just like right there before the ultimate crash. Regardless, though, I feel that this move is the first move of a three-wave pattern. And that three-way pattern is also the second move of a larger three-way pattern, being this gigantic, monstrous, flat thing here. A, B, C, or WXY. I don't know how it's going to form yet. A, B, C. Depending on how long this takes will determine if this turns into a complex combo, or if this is just going to give us a simple A, B, C. If we end up doing this fairly quickly, like we come up, come down, come up fairly quickly, come down like this, then I'm going to believe that this is going to be a B wave, and then another combo, and then up. That's essentially it for SPX, DGI. SPX is very similar. They're all fairly similar in regards to structure. They all look ready to take off the all-time highs, though. That's why I'm saying I'm pretty certain we're going to get there. We're not going to get over it by much. I think as soon as we eclipse the all-time highs, you're going to start hearing Trump and fucking everybody else on the news say, oh my god, the economy's back. Coronavirus is a scam. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada. And then everybody's going to get bullish right at the wrong fucking time. And SFP, dump on their ass. That's my idea. Just can't do that, like I said. Do this and do that, but that's for time to tell. We don't assume, we map out possibilities and we trade them as they come. Okay? So, now that has basically finished everything we need to finish in regards to ideas and charts. This doesn't look like an impulse, that's why I'm like, this looks like more of like a weird W, X, Y, A, B, C, expanding flat X, A, B, C. I like this, I like that. This is your flat here. This is your larger zigzag. To me, this is gonna just do for one more high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chase those last hopeful bears out of their positions. Retrace pretty significantly. And then come up and actually come to new highs. I suspect this to hold, this area. We've extended pretty far up there. It'd be pretty crazy to just come down and nuke through it. That'd be nuts. Be on your toes though, that's what I'm assuming. Alright. So, with that, my friends, my family, let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'll be happy to answer before we get out of here. But in the next 5 minutes, if we're not getting any questions or concerns, I will be wrapping it up, putting on some tunes, and we'll get out of here. By the way, last week, I announced the winners to be part of Elevate Trading for a month. Unfortunately, 2 of the winners have not hit me back. So, 2 of the lucky people in this chat will get their places. So, let me think of a cool little... Okay. How about this? I don't know who's in there to watching this right now, but if you're watching this, I'm going to give 2 people a chance to take the places of the 2 people who did not hit me back up to get those 2 free spots in Elevate Trading. If you could DM me on Twitter, my favorite motto in trading, I always say it. I actually say 2 a lot. So if you could give me either, I know knows and knows it because we always say it all the time in Elevate. But if you can send me one of those 2 mottos, I always say it. There's 2 of them. They're not long, they're a few words. If you can send me those, send me just one of them. I don't care which one it is. You can send me both if you want. You can send me one of them in the DMs on Twitter. I will give you access to Elevate for a month because those 2 people failed to hit me back up in time. So, DM me my motto. I say it all the time. All the time. I don't think I said it today, though. So, it's going to be a little bit challenging, I guess. But I'll give y'all, a few days. I might tweet it. Whoever sends me it first in the next, I'll say, week, give you a shot. Alright. So, with that, my friends, it seems like we're not getting any more questions or concerns. So, I hope everyone enjoyed this stream. If you found anything insightful, helpful, you liked, or you hated, drop a comment in the comment section. I'll always peep it. Constructive criticism, I don't care. If you say I suck, I'll listen to it. I'll try to be better or whatever. But you better tell me why I suck. Just don't be like, you suck. I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't help. What do I suck at? What can I do better? Constructive criticism. Help me out. Help me help you. The more you tell me how to do this, what you like, what you hate, the more value I can send and give to y'all. So give me some feedback. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up. If you love it, subscribe. Hit the notification bell because I don't always post publicly when I'm going on live. Sometimes I just go on live just because I feel like it. Okay? So if you don't want to miss a beat, hit the notification button. I appreciate it. And with that, my friends, hope everybody enjoyed this. Hope everybody's having a safe and wonderful day. And I hope everyone continues to have a safe and wonderful day or night. Make sure to keep listening to your health officials. The coronavirus thing is still there. And even though it seems like the news and everybody else around the world kind of forgot about it, it is still there. So be mindful of that. Also, if you're in the United States, be mindful. Be safe. Don't be doing some stupid shit. Fighting fire with fire doesn't help. Especially when they have more fire than we do. It doesn't help, okay? We need to find constructive reform, So we gotta just think smart, right? So with that, thank you all for tuning in. It's been your boy, Satoshi motherfucking Heavy, with a dose of crypto stocks and Forex and a little stocks. So catch me next time. I'll probably stream Thursday, okay? Thursday, because on Tuesday I get an AMA with everybody inside of Elevate. We do a webinar type thing on Tuesdays, where I usually do a live stream here. I no longer do that here because I wanted to give more value to Elevate. So I started doing a live AMAs every single Tuesday. So you won't catch me Tuesday anymore, but you can catch me Thursday. We'll host another live session on Thursday. Briefly touch the high time frames, but we'll more heavily focus on the lower time frames. And then with that, yep. See you then, alright? Peace and love. Catch you later. Peace.
So I'm trying to